Hello everyone and welcome back to another drive video by Godspeed. In the previous video we have given you a detailed review of the all new Honda Jazz. So let me quickly tell you about the car which we have right now. So we have over here is the newly launched Honda Jazz, and the variant we have over here is ZX CVT, which is the top of the line variant. Yeah, this is the top of the line variant, and the pricing for the Jazz starts at 7.55 lakhs for the V variant, that's the base model, and goes all the way up to 9.8 lakhs ex-showroom for the ZX CVT, which one we have right now. So talking about the engine options, so under the hood it gets only a one engine option, which is a 1.2 litre naturally aspirated petrol engine, i-VTEC petrol, and it produces 90 bhp power and 110 Nm of torque. So power figures are quite decent, and with the BS6 update it has now missed out on a diesel engine. Yes, the Jazz had a diesel engine before, a 1.5 i-VTEC diesel, which produced 100 bhp and 200 Nm of torque. That engine was really very nice and very peppy inside the Jazz, because the Jazz has a smaller size and the engine was quite powerful. So talking about the car which we have right now, the new Jazz, so power figures are decent, and in city traffic, as you can see, we are moving in city roads, so no issues over here. And now let me tell you what all will be included in this video. So in this video we'll go through city roads, we'll go through highway, and then we'll do a high speed test, high speed stability, and all these things will be done. Currently the car is in sports gear. We have the CVT gearbox over here. It is a 7-step CVT gearbox, and currently we are in sports gear, and moving in the city is it's absolutely no issue. The only issue the CVT gearbox gives is the rubber band effect, but only if you're pushing it hard. Otherwise you won't feel that anywhere, because the main purpose of buying an automatic is for the convenience, and nobody likes to push their car very hard. So yes, the car is really very convenient if in terms of automatic. If you are a convenient driver, you don't need performance. And the road ahead is a little bumpy, and so we'll test the ride quality also. The road is really very bad, and as you can see, the cabin is really intact. No vibration inside the cabin. The NVH levels of the car is really very nice. You really don't feel what's happening outside. Neither do the tire noise come inside the car or the noise of the other cars. The cabin is really very insulated and silent. So that's a plus point of the new Jazz. Even though the car is very expensive, but yes, it is worth the price. If you are paying that much of money, you are getting that much features and convenience. And right now I shifted into drive mode, the normal driving mode. I shifted from sports to drive because the road ahead is really very busy. We're going to meet a lot of traffic, so it is better to save fuel. And by fuel, let me talk about the mileage figures. So the 1.2 petrol which we have over here gives a claimed mileage of 17.1 kmpl as per ARAI, and comparing it with the previous model, the diesel which we had, the 2015 model, so that gave a mileage of 27.3 kmpl. So just imagine if that engine would have been given in the Jazz right now, and the list of features on offer, just imagine how much selling the Jazz would have been by now. Because I agree the price is more, but at the same time, at that much price you get a powerful car as well as feature loaded car, so that would have made it a boom in the hatchback segment. So anyways, now we have come to a crossing over here, and over here we can discuss about the visibility of the car. So the windscreen is large, you get quarter panels, so looking around is not a very big issue. It is really very easy and convenient, and you get a wide view of what's happening around you, so you don't feel much difficulty while driving. Even the blind spots are covered quite nicely. The major blind spots which happen due to the A pillar is not wide, so there's absolutely no issue in making sharp turns or going through these roundabouts. You can easily see which car is coming from which direction, so you can make a decision easily. And coming through this road over here, so just feel the vibration in the camera. That is how bad the road over here is. The car is absolutely shaking, and even the vibrations in the camera will become too much once we move ahead. And I'm really sorry in advance for that, for the camera vibrations, because the road over here is currently in construction and in very bad condition right now. But even then, the comfort levels of the car are quite good. The suspension setup of the Jazz is on the softer side. Yes, the suspension setup is on the softer side. So inside the city, it is really very nice, but out on the highway going through on high speeds, like very high speeds, sometimes there might be some issue with the stability. And I had to restart the camera because the camera had turned away because of all those potholes. Let's again begin the drive over here, and we'll soon be entering into the highway. Before that, let's talk about other features of the car or other driving feedback. So the steering has a very nice feedback, feel and feedback. There's no difficulty or lag in the steering. Even at the center position, it is very much responsive, and changing lanes at high speeds is absolutely no issue. You can change it with full confidence, and the CVT gearbox here again helps you a lot with the with conveniently changing gears, and you also get pedal shifter, so that even enhances the driving dynamics. And we are out on the highway, not a proper highway, but still we can speed up a little. And the CVT gearbox takes up its own time to speed up. It is not very good with shifts. It is a little slow with shifts actually. So yes, not a very driving enthusiastic car, but still it can give a decent amount of performance on offer. Over here, the ORVMs are decently sized, so you can get a wide view of what's happening behind. These cover a lot of blind spots also, so there's absolutely no worries while changing lanes or taking turns. And the cooling power of the AC is also quite good, even though you don't get rear AC, but still the cooling power of the front AC is just adequate and more than enough. Now talking about safety, this car gets 2 airbags, ABS, EBD and brake assist, so quite good, and nothing to differentiate with the other cars of the segment. Now we'll have to stop over here to take some diversions, and once we finish with that, we'll quickly begin the high speed test. So now you can hear some beeping sound behind. That's the sound for the co-driver seat belt, because if the co-driver is not wearing the seat belt, the sound will keep beeping and it will get louder with time. So we'll again have to stop and begin once again. So now we're into drive mode, and let's release the brake. So the car starts slowly, and let me reduce the AC speed so that there's less amount of background voice. So yes, I'm talking about the driving feedback of the vehicle. So yes, there is a lag lower down, but it is quite well contained. You don't feel much, but yes, if you want that quick feel or that quick pickup at lower RPMs, you will have to downshift using the pedal shifters, because the gearbox does not downshift on its own until it feels like. So if sometime you feel like you need to downshift, you'll have to use the pedal shifters. And the only best part about driving an automatic, may it be CVT or DSG or any DCT, is the convenience. Your one hand and one foot is at rest. You can easily drive the car without any worries. And I hate the horn of the car. Frankly speaking, I hate the horn of the car. If I had to pick one thing to hit in the Jazz except the pricing, it is the horn of the vehicle, which I completely hate. So for users or viewers who are planning to buy the Honda Jazz, a strong recommendation from me: change the horn once you buy the car. And now we are on a location to do the high speed test, and let me just quickly get into the road, and then we'll straight away get into sports mode, and we'll see how much the car can take or how much the car can handle at high speeds. So we are on a location, and let me quickly stop the car and put it into sports mode. So turning off the infotainment system and reducing the AC once again. So we are into sports mode. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, slightly revving the motor, and off we go. And let me tell you, it is really very slow at the beginning, but once it picks up pace and the voice it starts to make, it is really very amazing, because that voice is really very nice. And the pedal shifters also help a lot over here. And 0 to 100 comes in at around 12.5 seconds, but we took a little more time because the road over here is not that wide. So 12.5 seconds is what it takes from 0 to 100. And we are approaching this corner at 110 kilometers per hour, and you can see the car handles very well. We are at 90 right now, and cornering through this small road, and over here I have to brake heavily. And okay, this was heavy braking, and braking performance is also quite good, but there is a bit of nosedive, and the brakes don't have the spongy effect, so that is quite good. And acceleration of the car is really very nice, only if you use the pedal shifters, because if you don't use them, you really feel or get irritated by the engine noise, because that noise is sporty, but at some point of time it really gets too much. But let me tell you, the driving feedback is really very nice of the car. I seriously enjoyed the driving feedback on the sports mode and using the pedal shifters. If I had to pick a hatchback for sports driving, it would definitely be the Polo, because that has manual. But the second number, it would definitely be Honda Jazz.
मज़ा आया, और मैं ये जो मज़ा है हिंदुस्तान के हर व्यक्ति को देना चाहता हूँ.
We'll have to wait for the truck to pass from here. and you can barely hear the engine right now. That's how silent and refined the 1.2 petrol engine over here is. And once again, flat out, accelerating it hard. So lower down it is a little slow, but once it picks up pace, it starts to make that irritating voice, and it might make you irritating at some time, even though the voice is sporty. I'm sorry for saying it once again. But that was all for today about the driving feedback of the new Honda Jazz. If you guys enjoyed it, do hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to install our new app, which is available on Play Store. I'll give the link in description. That's all. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.